Joining us now, United States Secretary of Energy Chris Wright. He'll be part of those meetings today. Thank you for being on the show this morning. So what are the deals? Are there deals being offered to oil companies to become a part of this Venezuela operation?
I mean, no specific deals with the U.S. government, but many of these companies have been in Venezuela for decades and a couple for over a century. So, you know, there'll be commercial arrangements between these businesses and people in Venezuela. Our role is to reduce the corruption in Venezuela, reduce the criminality, the drug running, the human running, the terrorist harboring. The criminal activity of Venezuela has just led to 25 years of collapse of what was really a wealthy, prosperous U.S. ally in South America. We just want to see it heading back that direction. And I think with the leverage we have, thanks to President Trump's actions, I think we're going to be able to move Venezuela in a very positive direction.
And would that involve deals with the Venezuelan government that's in place? The same regime, basically.
Yes, right now we're going to control the cash flow of that regime. We're going to resume the selling of Venezuelan oil, which has been embargoed by the United States. It's been sanctioned for many years. Sadly, those sanctions weren't enforced. We started to enforce those sanctions. And if they can't sell oil, it's hard to pay the people that work for the government. So we have an arrangement with them that we're going to sell their oil, deliver that money back to them, as long as they live by basic rules that they're going to reduce criminality, reduce the running of drugs and money, and improve the conditions of the people in Venezuela. And in that framework, they're going to be highly motivated to grow their oil production. And how do you do that? Foreign businesses, foreign capital that'll come in there and operate. And the interest from the oil and gas industry is tremendous to return to Venezuela or to grow existing operations in Venezuela.
Mr. Secretary, good morning. Thanks for coming on the show. You nodded to this a moment ago, but one of the things I'm sure you've already heard from the heads of these oil companies, we'll hear again today, they like, in principle, the idea of going into Venezuela and profiting from some of the oil there, but they've got to make sure the country is stable before they're going to invest tens of billions of dollars and perhaps risk their employees and their people in a country that clearly is not stable at the moment. So what will you tell them about what could be a multi-year project to stabilize the country before they can go in and effectively run their businesses there?
Yes, look, the first increase in activities will be among the companies that are already there. So they already have operations, but sanctions from the U.S. government limit those operations. We're going to say, look, we're working with this government to move things forward in a productive fashion. We're going to remove this sanction here. We're going to give you a license here to allow them to grow their businesses. Some of the companies that left and have not re-entered yet employ over 1,000 Venezuelans whose first reaction to this is, I want to go home. I want to go home. Put me in, coach. So we're going to see Venezuelans returning home to their countries that already work for a number of American companies and international companies abroad. I hear in the news like we've got to twist people's arms and force them to go down there. It's quite the opposite. I get a barrage of incoming inquiries. Hey, we're very interested. Can we talk to you about our interest to go back to Venezuela? So it's going to be commercial interests that drive them down there. But I think it's the increased stability and the prospect for a better Venezuela that's the draw right now for businesses.
Mr. Secretary, good morning. Is the administration going to offer some pledges to help safeguard these oil companies and their employees were they to head to Venezuela? We know there's been concerns already about crime there, violence, and the like. Could that include U.S. military personnel?
No plans at all right now for that. You know, we've got to leave our options open for sure. But no, I think companies are going to be cautious and careful in going back down. We're going to get a lot of direct feedback about how things are going on from businesses. But look, Chevron's been there for over 100 years. They employ thousands of Venezuelans on the ground in Venezuela. They've got a direct view into how things are going. And of course, there's several other American businesses that are there today. And they're very helpful for us to see how things go. Right now, we see a ton of optimism in Venezuela. I'm sure you've seen the Libre Venezuela marches going around. So look, we've got to work carefully. This is a government that's done a horrific job for their people, for the United States, and for the hemisphere. So yeah, we're starting from a low bar, but I think we're going to be able to drive very positive progress.
And, Mr. Secretary, lastly and briefly, just concerns about oil prices. There have been some in the industry who say if the market is suddenly flooded with this new oil from Venezuela, it'll really drive down the price of oil. The president has said he hopes it'll be about $50 a barrel. Some oil executives say they would like it to not be that low. Talk to us about how that conversation will go.
Well, of course, if you're a business selling a product, you like higher prices. But the rest of the population likes lower prices. The president's agenda, for sure, is the American people, not for any particular industry or business. He wants lower prices for everything. And fortunately, in the energy front, he's already delivered a lot of that and will continue to deliver a lot. So you're right. You bring on new supply from Venezuela, that increased supply is downward pressure on prices. That's great for American consumers, makes business tougher for oil and gas companies, but that's what America's about. We're low in the regulatory environment. We're making it easier for them to innovate and get better at their business, and they're going to have to keep innovating to become profitable at lower and lower prices. But that's what wins for American consumers. That's President Trump's agenda.